We will come right back to that. We have breaking news right now. The Pennsylvania governor, Gov Shapiro, is speaking after the arson suspect has pleaded guilty now to setting his home on fire. Let's watch.
Something that might happen elsewhere to someone else, but couldn't happen here. Sadly, this made it all real. And it brings with it a real sense of vulnerability that our family feels every single day. I want you to know we are working through this, and you've heard me talk about the emotional toll this attack took. I need you to know this is an ongoing thing that we are dealing with and we are working through. And I think we're confident it'll get better, but we also know it's going to always be with us. Sadly, as you know, our family is not the only ones to experience political violence, violence that is used to try and silence people or intimidate people. I think it's important that in this time of rising political violence that none of us grow numb to it or accept this as the normal course of doing business for elected officials. So many leaders from here in Pennsylvania and across the country, actually across the globe, have reached out to offer comfort over the last number of months. And inevitably, those conversations turn to their own sense of vulnerability, their own worry about political violence. I've talked to people who are thinking about running for office, who have said they don't want to because they don't want to put their families at risk. These are good people who just want to serve, who want to do right by their communities, who are being impacted by this unacceptable level of political violence that we're seeing in our country. I think we need real accountability for acts of political violence. And today is real accountability for the violence that came here to Pennsylvania. I want to thank District Attorney Fran Chardo, a friend for nearly 20 years, and his team in the Dauphin County District Attorney's Office. They've demonstrated great care, concern, and professionalism. This is a just outcome, and I want you to know that our family fully supported the plea that he negotiated. You know, from the morning after the attack when the district attorney and I and other law enforcement met at the governor's residence to this morning, District Attorney Chardo has demonstrated strong, compassionate leadership, and I am grateful to him. Today is a holiday in our faith, a moment to renew our spirituality and our connection to God. I want you to know we've leaned a lot on our faith these past 6 months to try and work through this. We've also leaned on the faith of so many others in the process. We've been so strengthened by the faith and the prayers that others have shared with us. And we have seen so much light in the midst of this darkness. I want you to know we are not deterred in our desire to serve others, in part because of our faith and how strongly we lean on it, and in part because of the examples that others have set for us. We remain focused and committed to doing our work on behalf of the good people of Pennsylvania, and nothing and no one will stop us from doing that important work. We will forever be changed by this. We know that time will heal, but the scars will remain. I want to thank you all for being here today, and especially want to thank those of you from the media from this area who have been there since the first moments after the attack. I've seen on your faces how this has impacted you, and I appreciate the way in which you have shared this with others who follow your coverage. Lori and I are grateful to you. We're grateful to the people of Pennsylvania, and we're grateful to have some closure on this chapter in our lives. Thank you.
And that, of course, the governor of Pennsylvania, Josh Shapiro. And look at the right of your screen. You'll see the damage that was done to their home in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Just horrendous. And you could hear the brokenheartedness. He mentioned the Jewish holiday, which is Sukkot. It's actually all week long. And it is a commemoration. It also can be a festival, a celebration of the 40-year journey through the desert after the exodus from slavery in Egypt. It's a pinnacle point in a pivotal point, I should say, in Jewish faith. And so he mentioned that. And then he really took on this idea of assassination culture. He didn't term it as such, but he said people cannot, avoid following their political dreams or their dreams of service or speaking out because they fear for their lives or for the lives of their families, that violence might come upon them. And that calls attention to what I was about to talk about before we went to that breaking news. The suspect in this arson that you see the remnants of at this point has pleaded guilty in setting the home of the governor of Pennsylvania and his family on fire. No one was injured in all of that, but that guilty plea, he is now giving his first reaction, Josh Shapiro.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.